Welcome back to another video here on Squadding Quads then. And this is a series of videos. We'll start with the review first of all, because I think that's the most important thing. And this is the TuneRC 3-inch 04 Pro Toothpick. Now, you will have remembered at the start of the year, I reviewed the 3.5-inch Toothpick. So the question is, why are we going backwards? Why are we going smaller? Well, TuneRC have included bigger motors with this to offset the lower prop size. And what they say is that it will actually produce more power whilst being more efficient in a 3-inch version than in a 3.5-inch version. So we'll test that. Now, let's have a look, or let's go into the details first of all. In fact, forget that. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, sit down, because it's going to be a wild one. Let's freaking go.
Not very fast, but...
For a 3inch.
Yeah. I'm going to put your phone back in your pocket.
Thanks, boss. So this is the second maiden of the TuneRC Toothpick 3-inch. The first maiden, the ESC was set wrong, so it was set to 24 kilohertz, which means all the footage was very, very shaky. And also, I'd set the yaw to 100 instead of 1000, so it felt like I was yawing through treacle. It just didn't feel like it was moving at all well, because we're used to faster rates. It was a bit crazy. This, however, is really good. And I might sound surprised there, but after flying the TuneRC Toothpick at the start of the year, the 3.5-inch, I'm not in the slightest bit surprised. Because these things are so well made and put together. Somebody parking up.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Okay, I've got telemetry lost. Alright, but that's probably where I've put the receiver, so I'm not overly concerned about that. You can hear on the camera that it is quite windy. But you probably can't hear the drone. But I wonder, and I
barely hear it.
have already decided on the Karen scale where it's going to sit, but we'll have to wait for the end of this review for that. This thing's just got hang time for days. It's so light. Say again? Ambulance. Oh, Amazon. It's just so good. And like I say, whilst I might have sounded shocked, I'm absolutely not. These toothpicks from TuneRC are just great quality, really easy to put together, and even easier to fly. It's crazy, isn't it? What's up, boy wonder? Oh no, was it a wasp?
No, it was something.
I think it was. Oh, it sounds like a wasp.
No, it was small, like very small.
Everyone thinks it's funny every time you're out, you think you see a wasp. Okay, that's 3 minutes flight time, and I'm going to bring it back. Okay, mate. I'm going to bring it back. We're on 3.77 volts. But as well as throwing it around, you can also... How do you, mate? You alright?
I'm not even far in the field, so don't worry, I'm just going to here.
Alright, well, I'm just going to come back now, but this is a really quiet one anyway, so this shouldn't bother your dog or anything.
Yeah, I'm not even far, mate.
How's it going anyway? You alright? So the whole package is just $112. $112 for an FPV drone in 2025 seems a bit too good to be true. And it sort of is, but it also isn't. Let me explain. What you get with this is you get the frame, obviously. You get the flight controller, which is a 4S, up to a 4S Poly F405, one of my favourite all-in-ones. You get a nano ELRS receiver, which I've left out for filming reasons. You get the motors. So all you need to supply is your 04 Pro and the props. And that's a bit of a negative because the 04 Pro we accept, it's a self-build, it's one of those things. But the props is a bit of a negative, and I have actually spoke to TuneRC and I've said, if you increase the price, at least offer a package with the props included. And the reason why is the particular ones that they suggest that I get are a little bit more tricky to get here in the UK. I can import them from China, it's not a problem, and I import stuff all the time. However, when I was ready to do the build, I didn't have them, so I've had to use these HQ props, which again is not a problem. They perform really, really well, but I can't give you the answer as to how they perform based on exactly what TuneRC say. So that's just something that I've spoken to them about, and I believe that they are going to be including a package whereby you can actually get the props. Might be an extra couple of dollars against what it is today, but at least it's better to have the option and not need it than not have it and wish you did.
As well for a bit as well. Not that
I'm going to
much.
interview you, ready?
Yep.
So Boy Wonder FPV is here on another day with another drone. He's still got the trusted Radiomaster TX15. He loves it, don't you, Boy Wonder?
Yeah.
So you're flying the TuneRC 3-inch Toothpick. What do you think of it?
It's really smooth straight away.
Super smooth,
It's perfect for cinematic. The props are a little bit on view.
They are a little bit in view, but because we're using
Yeah.
black props, if we use grey props, you probably wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Telemetry lost.
Telemetry lost is fine, it's just how I've got it set up at the minute,
Yeah.
it's not a problem. So, is this a build that you think you would like to have, or...?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love this thing so much.
What do you love about it the most?
Telemetry lost.
Is it the smoothness of it?
Yeah, the smoothness definitely.
And what about the quietness?
The quietness, really good.
So, before everyone sees the Drone Wars series, how many Karens out of 10, how many angry Karens out of 10 are we rating this from a noise point of view?
I would say one.
One angry Karen out of 10?
Definitely one. One or one and a
Well,
half.
I'll tell you what, I'll turn around and you do a flyby and we'll see if we agree.
Okay.
So the frame itself is 18 grams and it has replaceable arms. Now I'm going to link a video either here or there or somewhere to the build guide. We've done a complete build with it. Rather than just building it and then giving you a review, I've shown you how to build your own as well, in case that you like this review and you think, actually, I'll do that, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how, because there are bits of it that's not necessarily fiddly. It's a really straightforward build, but there are bits of it where like this bit has to go here and this bit has to go there. So it's just, if you want to follow along. We try and help. We pilots first, YouTubers second after all. So the motors that come with it are the VCI Spark 1204 5600 kV. So they're rated for 3S. Now the flight controller will go up to 4S. So it is possible you might see this back on the channel when I do a bit of a rebuild of it in the future. I have spoken to TuneRC. I've got a couple of ideas of what I want to do, but I'll need a different canopy, so I'll just see what they say first of all. The original motors were 1104s, and what TuneRC say about these new ones is that there's a big jump in that power to weight punch against the original motors, despite the fact that we've lost half an inch, and nobody wants to lose half an inch, do they? Now, they design it around 3S 450 mile packs. We've done a couple of flights with 550s, 560s, and even a 720, and it still feels really light, really agile, and really fun. That's the main thing.
Nice.
So then, this is our final flight of the TuneRC 3-inch Toothpick, and Boy Wonder and I have both flown this, and it's fair to say we both enjoyed it. It's something a little bit different than what we're used to. We're used to freestyle beast. This is more graceful. This will glide over the trees, nice and quiet. Won't cause you any problems with the local Karens. No, it was a bunch of trees behind it.
No wonder.
So it's lovely and graceful, lovely and calm, lovely and chilling, and a really, really nice, good quality. I was going to say good quality build, but I'm the one that's built it, so I don't want to make myself sound good. But a good quality package, you get a nice flight controller, you get a lovely frame. Can you just pull the antenna up on the Radio Master?
Yeah.
Just, thank you.
Right, so
that's it. I'm just going to go on the trees behind us, and
don't get anywhere extra.
yeah, we're not going to.
Good.
Hang on. So I'm just going to go up and round these trees up here, just watching my signal. And even though we are right next to houses, right next to trees, we weigh about 130 grams in this configuration, which sadly still takes us over the 100 gram limit that's coming in January, but it's lovely and quiet. You can't hear this for the cars, and nobody really is paying any attention to it at all. It really is something special. But like I say, it's something special, but it's something a bit different than what we normally have. So we normally have these brutal, in-your-face FPV freestyle drones, and this is, although we've set it up so it's got lovely high rates, it feels like it glides through the air, doesn't it, Boy Wonder?
Yeah.
And that is something that's a bit different. You're still doing FPV. Have you still got my phone?
No, I'm not recording.
Oh, do you want to start recording? And what I'll do is I'll fly up to you and then fly backwards, because I don't think I've done that.
Like you did quite
Like a rewind, yeah. I did panic a little bit there, but again, just goes to show you the power to weight ratio of this thing is wild. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Remember to actually include it in the video though.
Oh, I absolutely will, and I'll credit Boy Wonder FPV.
Sometimes you always forget.
Do I?
Yeah.
5 Bugatti Chirons a day.
Yeah.
That's the deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm going to land now. We're getting about 3.5 to 4 minutes, maybe even a little bit longer with the bigger packs, because we are at 3.7 volts after 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, now it's all been put together in the other videos. What we're going to do on this one is just check the weight. And like I say, the RX is hanging out the back because I was just filming with it, so do bear with that. But let's have a look at how much it weighs. So without a lipo, it weighs 105 grams with an 04 Pro. If you wanted to throw on one of the heaviest batteries I've got here, I'm just looking around and I think this is probably the heaviest 3S I've got. This is a 600 mile pizza. And that'll take you to 160 grams. But generally speaking, we was a lot lower and a lot lighter than that. We was coming in at around about 140. 450 mAh 3S will take you to 140 grams. So if you want to go to the other end of the spectrum with a 380 mAh 3S, that'll bring you in at 134 grams. So moving on to the community spotlight, and this comment here says, I've seen enough, send him to the Ukraine. I think the Russians would probably surrender because he'd just talk them to death. Thanks for your comment. This comment says, have you tested the Axis Flying Manta 3.6? The 3.6 versus the Seeker 35 would be a nice comparison against each other. The Manta has got squished X frame with no props in view, But unfortunately, it's only available with an 03 at the moment. Now, this person says they have reached out to Access Flying on several occasions and asked them if they're going to do an update, or just reached out to them and they've had no response. That's frustrating. That's really frustrating, and I get that. I really, really do. And part of the reason why I started this channel to be so open and honest about you guys is to tell you who are the companies that will work with us, who are the companies that are most responsive. Now, Access Flying have worked with us in the past, but even we struggled at times to get replies from them, and it did become a little bit frustrating from time to time. So I completely get your point. Thanks very much for your comment. Oh, to answer the comment, because I probably should answer it really, I'll have a look and I'll see what I can source and what the cost of it is. If I can get something without an 03 or an 04 in it and put my own in, because I've got a few knocking around, I'll try and feature it upon the channel. Thanks very much for your comment. And this comment says, STL for Launchpad? Well, this was sent to me by Drone Shack on Instagram. Go and check them out. I have linked what I think is a similar Launchpad. It's not the same Launchpad though. So if you want the exact same one, go and speak to my boy over there on Instagram, Drone Shack. Thanks very much for your comments. And that wraps up this week's, or this video's, possibly this week's, we'll see, community spotlight. Thanks all so much for your comments. Please do keep them coming. It helps the channel grow, it helps push the channel forward, and it's another reason for me to interact with you guys, and that makes this worthwhile. And now for the newest part of these review videos, the Angry Karen scale. Let me explain it a little bit to you before we go into the field. The idea is, out of 10 Angry Karens, how much attention will this drone on average attract based upon the amount of noise that it's putting out? The idea is that you need to attract as few Angry Karens as possible with the amount of noise that it's kicking out. So a higher score is a bad thing and a lower score is of course a good thing. And we'll have a visual representation on screen showing you the differences between them. Let's go over to the field and find out.
Go! Go! Ready? Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
You can see it, but you certainly can't hear it. It is whisper quiet. See it?
I'm recording.
Okay, can you see where I am?
Yep. I'm on wide length, so it's gonna be better.
Ready?
Oh, nearly hit the ground.
I think we can probably all agree that's going to be really low on the Angry Karen meter. The question is exactly where does it fall on the Angry Karen meter? It's not completely silent, but then it's got props, so it's never going to be completely silent. It's louder than a tiny whoop, so it's not going to be at the sort of 1 or 2 end, but it's nowhere near the other end of the scale where we've seen 9 and 10 Karens out of 10 given to other drones in the past 24 hours. I'm going to sit this one at 3 Angry Karens out of 10 for its noise. A really, really good high score. And if you want to be discreet and not get disturbed or abused by your local neighbourhood Angry Karens, it's definitely one that I can recommend. Let's move on. So as always, we get to the end of these review videos and we ask the question, should you buy it? And let's look at some pros and some cons, I think is the best way that we deal with these videos. So on the pro side, we've got a lightweight frame, tough frame with a really tough Pet G canopy on top of it as well. It's a super clean build with a really nice and easy layout. It really didn't take me very long to build. I think the build video is probably about 20 minutes long, and I think if I wasn't filming and stopping and having to explain this and explain that, I could have probably built it in about 10 minutes. It's that straightforward. It really is super, super easy. There is definitely a noticeable power bump against the 3.5 inch. Now, I've still got the 3.5 inch. It doesn't have an 04 Pro in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak to TuneRC, see what other canopies we can get for either that or for this, and then I'm going to introduce it back onto the channel, and we'll do a drone war series of these against each other, because it does feel more powerful, but until I fly them back to back, it's impossible to say. and I don't have a spare 04 Pro to stick in that, so we're going to do things a little bit differently if we can, so stay tuned for that. There's also an option for DJI 04 Lite users as well. DJI 04 Lite users don't get the same options a lot of the time when it comes to frames, so it's nice to see that TuneRC have done that with this. This is especially with the light as well. Once you start stripping even more weight off, it'll be even more flowy. This thing is, I was trying to explain it to Boy Wonder, and it's a beast, but it's not a beast like a freestyle beast, although it does freestyle really well. It just floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee. And of course, it's great value, $112 in 2025 for a 3-inch FPV drone is, and I know that's not the full cost of it, don't get me wrong, you've got to add your own VTX, but that's becoming more and more common with a lot of manufacturers anyway. But $112, if you strip down a lot of the competitors and you compare them once you take out the cost of the 04 Pro, if they offer a version like that, I think you're probably going to struggle when it comes to price versus performance for anything to beat this. Yeah, really, really good. So on the cons or negative sides, there is a couple of minor points. Obviously, it's going to require you to purchase your props, your 04 and your battery separately, although we may have helped with the prop side of things. You are still going to have to buy a couple of bits separately. So the headline price of $112 is not necessarily fully representative of what you're going to pay, but you might have a spare 04 Pro knocking around and think, what can I build for it? And again, $112, can't go wrong. And I think the biggest con of something like this, or the biggest negative of something like this, is going to be the fact that you have to build it yourself. And I know that that's not for everybody. So my advice is, if you're new to the hobby and you're wanting to have a go at building something, and you've got really good at flying, but you've never really tried to build anything, something like this is a really good introduction. If you've never flown before, probably wouldn't fly a Toothpick, because although it's got replaceable arms and stuff, you want something with a bit more protection if you're going to be crashing all the time. But if you're in the situation whereby you can fly and fly pretty well, but you fancy trying your arm at building something, then I can highly recommend this TuneRC 3-inch Toothpick. There'll be a link in the description to buy one. It's not an affiliate link. This is not a sponsored video. This is just a passion that I have for you guys. Pilot first, YouTuber second. There's going to be a link to all the other 2 videos as well, so the setup guide and the build guide. And again, there'll be links to buy it in there. Again, no affiliate links. We are literally here to push this hobby forward with you guys and be part of it with you guys. As always, if you've got any questions whatsoever, please do drop them in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out. YouTube and I have had a chat, and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most, so watch it and let me know if they're right.